Let's look at digital games in Breakout EDU. So when I'm in the platform, I'm going to click on digital, and then I am going to search a category. So let's do periodic table again and click search. And now all of the games that are related to the periodic table are going to appear in the menu. So you can see as I navigate through here, there are 3 different digital periodic table games. So when I look just at the menu, I'm going to see a few things. I'm going to see that it's digital. I'm going to see the name of the game. I'm going to see the topic area, the content area, the grade level, and sometimes it will also include the standard in which this particular game connects with. So that's some really important information right from the get-go that you can look at to kind of determine what games you want to choose. So I am going to click on welcome to my home. I am intrigued by that. The grade level is right where I want to be teaching, and it covers the standard that I'm interested in. Now, let's say I didn't have time to really look at this game in detail right now, but I wanted to save it for later. I could bookmark it, and then that's going to show up in my bookmark so that I could maybe take a look when I have a little bit more time. Now, something also to remember, if you have a free account, you are only going to be able to open the games that are free. If during this first 4-week trial period, everything should open up. After that, only if they're free. And so again, if you connect with your instructional specialist, they'll be able to open up all of the games, and so you can look at the game with them if you want to spend more time and see if it's one that you would want to bring into your class. So I'm going to go ahead and click on welcome to my home game, and you're going to see as I open up this game that there is a storyline. This is just a really simple storyline. It is going to show me what the lock combinations are to this game. So I already can see that there are 4 locks. One is a letter lock, one is a 3-digit number lock, one is a color lock, and one is a directional lock. It is also going to show me the game explanation. This is really nice because it tells you how students are going to solve each of the locks. And so as the facilitator of this game, I would definitely spend some time and make sure you understand the game and play it so that as students are playing it, you are able to provide that support. And so all that information is there. Now, also, it's going to give you an answer key, so you could have an answer key to be able to refer to. So when I click on that, it's giving me all this information. So what's really great about that is I could save this in my Google Drive, I could download it to my computer, I could print it off so that I have that sheet when I'm working with my students. So really nice feature. All right. I am going to go ahead and show you what this looks like when I play the game. When I click on play game, it is going to show me what students see. So it is going to give me the storyline, and it's going to tell me to select your first lock to begin. So this particular game, you do not have to do it in any sort of order. Some of the games are in a sequence, and so there would be an arrow below the locks showing that you start with the first one, then move on to the second, the third, and the fourth. This one, I could start with the first one if I want to, or I could start with the third, fourth, or second. It's up to the student on which one they want to cover first. So let's say I'm going to start with the first one. This game is going to provide you with an image, and students are going to look down at the bottom, and they're going to determine that they are going to need to figure out a 7-letter combination. So commonly with letter combinations, it's going to spell out a word. And so they know that they are going to need to look at this clue, and they're going to need to determine what word is going to open up the lock. And typically, in most clues, there's 2 things that they're going to have to figure out. They're going to have to figure out what the word is, but they're also going to have to figure out what kind of sequence is happening in this image. How do I know what letter comes first, second, and third? That's a little easier to determine in a letter combination, but not as easy if you are doing a number combination. Something else that you might think about when you are having your students do digital games is you can save this image and print it. So if you wanted your students to have a tangible clue, that is a really nice feature. Another thing that you can do just to add an extra bit of curiosity and intrigue is if you buy a invisible marker, and again, the instructional specialists have access to the invisible markers and blacklight flashlights, you could put maybe a clue on the printable clue. So you could maybe write something in invisible ink and then give every group a flashlight, and they have to see if they can find the invisible clues and decode it. It's a great way to add an extra level of scaffolding, so just to give them that extra little nudge or hint in the game. So that is what the games look like, and once a lock is solved, it is going to pop open. So if they got this wrong, so let me just try. So let's say I am going to write in the word, I'm just going to put in random letters because I can't think of something right now. So this is not right, and so it's just going to say nope, not right, and it's going to give you a chance to do it again. When you do get it right, this lock above will pop open, and when you open up all four, it's going to say congratulations, you broke out. So that is how the game is played. You can determine as a teacher how much time you want to allot for this game, and maybe you start the game and you could always go back to it later. You can also assign these games on Canvas. So if you wanted to embed a game within the Canvas platform, you could do that too, and then have them go through the game at their own pace. It could be a great extension activity for those students who maybe get done with an assignment or a test and they want to begin playing the digital game after they are finished. Also, at the very bottom of this page, you will see reflection questions. These are great questions for them to reflect on after you play the game. So these might be questions that you have them write about. Maybe you have them engage in a group discussion or maybe a full class discussion. There are also these 4C creativity activities that you can engage your students in as well, that are also really a great way to kind of take these digital games to the next level. Now, if you see a digital game that you really like, however, maybe you want to take off a lock or maybe alter it a little bit, talk to your instructional specialist, because they will be able to go into their accounts and maybe take off a lock, add a lock, maybe change the storyline and personalize it. Those are all things that they can do if you were going to have them maybe facilitate a game with you in class to get started. So when you're ready to share one of these digital games with your students, what you're going to do is click Play Game, and then you are going to simply copy this URL on the top in the URL browser and click copy, and then you can paste that. If you're doing a Zoom session, if you are from MOA, you can share that within your chat. You can also share it through Canvas as a link on a page or an agenda. You could also share it in an assignment that you're creating. So lots of possibilities on how you can share this link with your students so that they can get started playing in class.